Hello, welcome to the GreyStrays podcast. My name is Tamashii, and I'll be the one introducing this episode today. Um, so, this is our first Twitch stream podcast thing, and I'm just gonna tell you right here, right now, there's a lot of scuff in this, so I am so sorry. For example, like the chat font color is caca brown. Why is it caca brown? I don't know. I better fix that by, December 31st, which would be our next stream date at 11 p.m. JST. Now, going into explaining this episode a little bit more, I just felt that we as a community really need to stand together and be vocal about what's happening in Palestine, especially the anime Vtuber nerd community. Everyone needs to be talking about this, okay? So instead of focusing on our asexuality, today's first Twitch episode will be about Palestine. And don't worry, this specific episode will not be monetized, but our future ones will. Not monetized, what's it called again? Paywalled. There you go. Usually the first half of the stream will be available for free on YouTube, but the second half will be available on our Ko-fi. Coffee? How the hell do you pronounce that? Coffee? Ko-fi? Anyway, excuse the scuff. I'm trying, okay? Bye.
Hi. Welcome. Hi, I'm Dea. I'm just me and Tama have been friends for quite some time, and both happen to be, on that A spectrum. So.
A few minutes later.
They didn't hear anything I was saying. They were hearing only you, Rhea. Wait, Rhea, are you here? Wait, Rhea's dead! Oh god, who else? Okay, sorry, no wonder no one was saying anything. I can hear. Okay, thank you. But on stream, apparently, you couldn't hear anything on my mic. My bad. Rhea, we can't hear anything on your side. Are you still on call? Okay. I think you accidentally muted.
Can you hear me?
Now I can. Hello? You good, girl?
I'm good. Wait, are there people in the chat that were saying they couldn't hear you?
No, I looked at my fucking audio mixer on OBS and I noticed that my mic wasn't moving. I couldn't see my voice moving, so then that's how I realized we couldn't hear shit. Gomen! Should we start all over? Should we just continue the convo? Let's just continue the convo. Hi,
Yeah.
We're GreyStrays podcast. I'm sorry, I'm a boomer. I don't know what I'm doing, but me and Rhea want to talk about Palestine, okay? You only heard Rhea's side, so I hope you could decipher what I was saying based off of that.
And probably not, because I was just like, yeah.
Oh God.
But
really
basically, to sum it up, about a little over a month ago, or maybe probably longer, you messaged me saying would you be comfortable talking about Palestine and everything going on? And I said yes, and yes, you did send me that source, the library in Palestine,
Yes.
which I think you were getting around to talking about.
Thank you, because I literally forgot what I was saying. You saved my life. And I think I told you that for me, once I saw the address and I saw that it was a Palestinian address that was sourcing all of these sources, I kind of got, I don't know, like frozen, like scared. I was like, wait a second. Oh my god, I don't even think, like, what if this place is destroyed? You know, that's so scary to me. Oh, hi! Hi!
Hello!
HY! I'm happy you're here. We're gonna be talking about Palestine. I hope you're willing to hear us out. This is my friend. Let's just do introductions again. I'm so sorry, Rhea. This is Rhea. This is my best friend, Rhea. Wait, are we friends?
Hi!
Are we best friends?
I guess.
Shit. Fuck it.
I'm just
HY.
kidding.
No. HY. Did you hear that? Fuck. Nice to meet you, Rhea. She's a sweetheart. Well, I thought she was a sweetheart. She just broke my heart just now, but whatever. It's fine. It's fine. Whatever. It's cool.
Oh, come on now.
No. Don't talk to me. Anyway, I'm kidding. But this is Rhea. We decided to start a podcast. But for our first topic, we're gonna talk about Palestine in a chill way. Just two weebs, cringe ass weebs. Oh my god. And we also got our first bots. Let's go.
Oh my god.
Let's go.
That's so exciting.
Dude, that's so exciting. How the fuck do I? But anyway, yeah. Going back to that library, for me, the biggest realization, or where I got scared, I guess, was realizing that library was probably destroyed. And now 3 months later, oh, it's for sure, I know for sure it's gone. It's just, it's gone. I don't even need to deny it. How the hell do I delete this? Oh, well, I exited out accidentally. We'll just,
I don't know.
we'll just have that there. It's fine. It's a good memory. But yeah, for me,
Yeah.
that was scary. That was really scary for me. I don't know what, if you had anything like that, Rhea, where you realized, oh shit, this is getting bad.
Yeah, I mean, I think for me, it's just like my ignorance just made me really angry, because I just feel like, as someone, I mean, I'm not gonna say all Americans because I don't want to generalize, but I just feel like the US is just so pro-Israel. There's like no room to even talk about a negative. That I hadn't really thought of one until I saw what was going on in this conflict, when they're like freaking carpet bombing Gaza, and then I start, looking up all this information, and yeah, I mean, all of it hit me really hard, I think, mostly because I was angry at myself for not being more educated about it. But yeah, I mean, there's a freaking genocide going on. So, I just feel like, and our money is going towards that. The government's money is going towards,
our fucking tax dollars. You know what? When
Yes.
you're a kid, not even, when you're like a young adult, you're just like, the joke back in the day was to fucking shit on taxes, right? And I never really
Yeah.
understood that fully, because as an American, they kind of train us to be fucking dumbasses. There, I said it. I'm sorry, but we're stupid, man. And Rhea is not gonna generalize. That's mean, right? I'm mean. I'm gonna generalize. Go men. It's true. But, you know, well, now that I know, like, I live in Japan, right? I send my I still pay taxes. I pay taxes in America and Japan. So it even pisses me off. I'm like, oh my god, I'm literally funding genocide. Yeah. With my hard-earned money. And I don't know. It really does piss me off. Makes me angry because all of that money can go to better society in general. You know, especially for people who grow up in marginalized communities and stuff. It's just like, God. Oh my god, sorry, chat, something's wrong with chat.
What's wrong with chat?
It's being annoying. Anyway, sorry. But yeah, Rhea, when did you first started hearing about Palestine? Is this your first time?
I mean, I knew about Palestine. But like, this is the first time I really looked into it, you know, after October 7th.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know the extent to which, you know, like, all the settler communities, like, just reading about that is kind of insane. Like, I'm just like, how do you justify that?
Oh, thank you, HY, for following, by the way.
Thank you.
Sorry, continue. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it just, yeah, I'm like, what? You know, like, how? You know, like, you're literally colonizing a community, and I didn't know this was going on. Like, I was just like, oh my god, like you were just saying, I'm an idiot, like an idiot American, but
an idiot American. Lamau. Oh, let's see what HY has to say. A few years / months back, I forgot, before all of this, I already smelled a war incoming, and I think it will be the start of World War III. I mean, honestly,
honestly, everything is so polarized right now. That could very well happen.
It makes me sad because clearly, if it does get to that point, and it's very scary to think about that, we all know who the obvious bad guys are, right? And
yeah.
that is, well, that's another topic that we can get into right now. How we were raised. I really want to talk about our perspectives as, you know, as people, sorry, who grew in the 9/11 era.
Yeah, for sure.
After 9/11, the whole propaganda against Muslims started, or anyone who was from the Middle East. I wonder did you ever have any biases against? Rhea, are you racist?
Oh god, wow. I'm sure that I have had like internalized biases. I'm not gonna stand here and be like, you know, I've never. But wow. I am fortunate. I feel like that I grew up in a very I'm pretty open-minded family. Like, they were never gonna be saying that kind of shit about people. I was always encouraged to like accept everyone. So I think it would be more through like extended family or like people I'm meeting that I might have heard those things, and you know.
So
but honestly,
when after 9/11 your family didn't like, I mean, it's not like they immediately hated Muslims or anyone from the Middle East.
No, of course not.
But like
No, I mean, there was never, I mean, obviously, I mean, first of all, I was a toddler. Like,
Yeah.
So, like, I can't remember, like, right after 9/11, frankly.
Well, not
but growing up,
but like, well, sorry, I'll just let you finish. Gomen.
No, it's okay. But growing up with that in the background, no, there was never really. But to be completely honest, I don't know that I had many interactions with the Muslim community because I grew up in a pretty small town, and so I might have only gotten that from the TV, and even then there was no like comment from my family or anything. So you have to understand, like, I wasn't maybe exposed to those kind of things.
I see.
But what about you?
So with me, I've mentioned this before in my own chat, like in my own streams, but I was raised in the middle of nowhere, right? So the only form of, like, I'm not kidding, I only was surrounded by trees. The only form of, like, human interaction that I would get was either from school or from whatever media I was consuming, right? And if you go back in time and if you consume like 2020, like up to even 2010s, even 2012, it was pretty crazy back then. You can clearly see how much like Middle Eastern stereotypes, propaganda was put out there. The fact that, even, I don't know, it's like if you look at, back then, it was like if you look at a Middle Eastern person or anyone who, that resembled that, like the automatic, like, okay, Rea, what's the first thing that pops into your head when you think of someone with like a long ass beard who could be Middle Eastern?
I see what you're saying.
You see,
I feel like we were ingrained to see that. Yeah, I think we were ingrained to see that as affiliated with like terrorism, frankly.
Yeah. So it's like that already in itself. Even though it's hard to admit, it's true. That's racist. That's a terrible stereotype, right? Why is it that when I think of a Muslim man, the automatic visual representation that I see in my brain is fucking, what's his name?
Are you referring to Bin Laden?
Bin Laden, and yeah. Like, I see that guy in my head. It's like, okay, why is that guy the representation of Muslims for me? Now, I mention this Twitch streamer all the time. Everyone hates him. But I enjoy watching him because he's very transparent about the content that he reacts to, and actually is very informative. But the moment I started opening my mind and realizing my internalized racism, I guess, biases, even misogyny, all the bad things, was when I began watching Hassan on Twitch. And
I really like the videos you've sent me.
He's just so informative. The thing is, the guy gets a lot of hate, so it's really hard for some people to watch him because he's so, everyone, all the racists, all the bad people, even Zionist stuff, all the bad people from the internet go and basically harass the guy, and he falls for it and starts yelling at chat, right? He's like, starts saying like the worst things possible. And it's like, you go and stream, you don't want to hear some crazy guy yell at you and tell you how pathetic you are, right? So I can understand why he's hard to watch. For me, I don't know why. It's not that I like it. Yeah, it brings down the mood, but I can take it. I used to hear him every day for like,
he used to stream almost 11 hours a day back in the day. All news, all reacts.
Wow.
And that's what kept me sane. I don't know if you remember 2 years ago, or 3 years ago, Jesus Christ, where I used to have 2 jobs and was working 70 hours a week, right? So when I was working at you know, packing shit and all that stuff, I would have Hassan in my ear, like, for like my entire shift, and just like realized, oh my God. You know, at some point he started criticizing the company that I was working for. And I appreciated it. He's like, oh my God, this company does this to its workers, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, you're right. Literally, instead of adding air conditioners to this fucking place that I work at, they rather have ambulances outside the place I worked at just in case somebody like fainted from heat stroke. And you know, the fact that he would speak on those issues meant a lot. So God damn it, that's how I realized how a lot of the things that America feeds us Americans, without even really thinking about it, like you kind of open your eyes and realize, oh shit, this is bad. Now I heard about Palestine 2 years ago, actually, before I even came to Japan, and it was when, what was the first atrocity I witnessed? I not witnessed, but like, you know, found out Hassan was talking about it, was when they bombed, there you go, I think they bombed a news building, like a news journalist building in Palestine, and we're also like beating Palestinians at a mosque while they were praying. And I was like, what the fuck? These are war crimes. What is this? Like, I couldn't imagine.
Right.
And I had a conversation. I wanted to learn more. And Israel, you know, I was raised in a very Christian, very religious household. Israel has been put in my brain as the Holy Land. You know, the land, God's people. So when I see God's people, the chosen ones, basically, when I see the chosen ones doing this to citizens of Palestine, I'm just like, what the fuck is this? These are God's people. Right. These are the chosen ones. This is what I believe in? Of course not, right? So I talked to my dad about it. I'm like, Gordo, what do you think about Palestine? You know what my dad said?
What did he say?
He went full racist on me. It's like, they're savages. They're always attacking Israel. You know, we gotta exterminate them. That's what my dad said.
Good Lord.
And I'm like, Gordo, that is the most evil thing you've said to me ever. I think you're disgusting for saying that. And we started having an argument because I was like, Gordo, you have to see what's happening. And then I mentioned them bombing a journalist site, beating up people at a mosque. And I'm like, they're not doing that. It's like, oh, but they're shooting bombs at the land of Israel. I'm like, but doesn't Israel have like this bomb detective thingy? Like, yeah, like a anti-missile thingy? And these people have to make their own bombs.
Also, it doesn't balance it out. I mean, like,
I'm just like, it doesn't make sense. Obviously, why would you hurt the smaller side that much when they're not even causing that much damage? And when you beat people up while they're fucking praying, like me as a Christian who, you know, and it was so hypocritical to hear my dad say that to my face. He's the one who is more, you know, knowledgeable about the Bible and shit, who taught me, who, you know, the reason why I was very religious at that time, you know. Why would you beat someone up? How are the people praying, the savages here? I don't understand. And because Hassan spoke of those moments, it was you know, I always had in my brain that, you know, ever since then, I knew that Palestine was the victim. And then, you know, October 7th happened, and, well, we all know what's happening right now when it comes to that.
Yeah, and it's interesting you're saying growing up in a religious household, because I didn't even grow up, well, I didn't grow up in that religious of a household. I mean, because we've talked about your upbringing before, and I wouldn't say mine was quite as intense. But I feel like just living in this country, living in America, there's an automatic bias towards Israel, because we're such a, like, let's be honest, like, there's not really a separation of church and state here. Like,
you know what, that's
they'll try
right.
to say there is, but there's not.
I didn't think of that.
And so it's just portrayed as like holy lands, even by media and like our government. So that's what we're being inundated with. And now I just feel like a lot of people are being forced to challenge that kind of bias they have. And we were just talking about like, I feel like now people are they're trying to combine anti-Zionism with anti-Semitism.
Yeah.
Which are two completely different things. You know, Zionism is more about
Zionism is basically the KKK.
Well, it's like they want a Jewish state, essentially. Like, they want to have sovereignty over a land that other people are already occupying, and they see it as like their holy right, and that's Zionism. You know,
that's just fucked.
So,
I feel.
Yeah, and I just feel like, and you know, they're even considering in the U.S. House passing a resolution to make them the same thing, basically declaring anti-Zionism as anti-Semitism.
Was that recent? Because
so this article I'm looking at is from December 5th.
Can you send it to the, well, or tell me the name of it. And maybe I can look it up and put it on the screen.
So the name of it is House declares anti-Zionism is anti-Semitism.
Oh my god, it even says House declares oh my god.
It's a Republican written resolution. Surprise. But I mean, more than half of the Democrats declined to back it, but some of the Democrats are still backing it. I mean,
that's what, oh god. And you know what? Again, this is why I'm oh god, that makes me so angry. There's this thing that I love repeating in my chat when it comes to, like, I don't know, just any type of drama on Twitter, is this thing that I actually learned from Hassan. The concept of performative justice, where you say you care for people, but in reality you just fucking don't, because your actions don't reflect that, right? So ever since I was a child, Rhea, I've seen so many like terrible things done to my family due to like the US regulations and just basic racism. You know, or even like recently, you know, when I told you that my dad broke 5 of his ribs, that guy couldn't get fucking a doctor's note to have at least a week off from work, because the doctor was too racist to give him that doctor's note, so he could give it to his employer to say that he needs 1 week off without having to, like, paid, you know, not for free. And the doctor looked at my dad. He's like, "No, you look fine. You're good. You can go work in the hot sun for 12 hours with 5 broken ribs." Are you kidding me?
That's
like,
so frustrating.
Stuff like that, right? So, and you know, without doxing myself, I live in a blue state. How is that allowed? And I've seen the most racism in these so-called democratic blue states. So for the longest time, I don't like Democrats. I hate them. Not gonna lie. I'm sorry. I hate both sides, but the side that I hate the most are the Democrats. because they're the reason why we're still attacking these poor Palestinian people as a nation. Like they're the ones supporting whatever the conservatives are saying, you know? Like you said,
Yeah, I mean,
the
I
Democrats are
definitely...
supporting it.
Well, some of them, yes.
Some of them,
more than half of them declined to support it. But yes, that means there are plenty that are supporting it. I think you're right. I mean, there's a ton of issues with both sides. I think politicians in general tend to be
Sorry, chat. I'm gonna kill you for a bit. Bam. So here it is. House declares anti-Zionism is anti-Semitism. When was this article from? 5 fucking days ago. It's the 10th right now. More than half of House Democrats declined to back the Republican. More than half? That's way too little.
Yeah.
That's way too little. Do you want to... Sorry, do you want to read any highlights in here? I'm just choking on myself. Sorry.
Well, yeah, there's... Okay, so if you go to, like, the 4th paragraph...
Yes.
This guy is saying, under this resolution, those who love Israel deeply but criticize some of its policy approaches could be considered anti-Zionist. And then he goes on to say, that could make every democratic Jewish member of this body, because they all criticize the recent Israeli judicial reform package. Might that be the author's intention? So this guy is basically trying to say, like, if you do this, you're equating any kind of criticism of the government with anti-Semitism, which is just ridiculous.
It's ridiculous and very Islamic. Not Islamic, sorry. Something that Israel would do. You know why? Because I don't know if you heard when Hamas and Israel exchanged captives that they had. I think it was like...
Mm-hmm.
Was it a week ago or a few days ago? But did you hear that the Palestinians that were freed from Israel, from the Israel prison, when they were returned to their families, or like beat up with severed body parts, burned faces, burned skin, possibly sexual abuse as well, just trauma. When they were released and returned to the Palestinian people, Israel banned Palestinians. You haven't heard of this? They banned Palestinians from showing joy. And there was many minors. They've arrested children. And God knows what they did to those kids in those fucking prisons, or what those kids saw. But they banned the Palestinian people from celebrating seeing their loved ones again, because that is anti-Israel, and that they would be considered terrorists if they showed any fucking happiness. Does that make any sense to you at all? And now it looks like America wants to go. This was recent, so basically I think they fucking put this out when what I'm talking about happened. I should look that up. Tell me what you think about this shit.
Yeah, I mean, I think that it's getting to a place where it's like there are people who just don't want to hear any sort of backlash or opposing opinion. And so it's almost like, you know, they just can't handle hearing a different opinion or any sort of dissonance with what they're thinking and feeling. And so now, in a country where we are like so much like freedom of speech, I feel like more and more I'm seeing this kind of like, oh, we need to like get rid of this kind of talk and that kind of talk. Like the anti-Zionism is not anti-Semitism. They're completely different things, and that's just facts. You can look it up. I mean, there's plenty of sources to inform people about what Zionism is. You can be opposed to people claiming a land as theirs, but not opposed to those same people like being able to freely practice their religion. Like, you know, it's just completely different. And I don't understand how people would see it as the same.
It's just ridiculous. How the fuck do you ban joy? I don't. And how the fuck is America? You know what? It's not even that odd. America disappointed me ever since Trump became president. That was my canon event.
Yeah.
That was when I was like, okay, this place is shit. I think when I first met you, I was like pretty traumatized about the whole thing. Like, what happened?
Yeah, because that
after.
was like right after.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
right after, and I just like was so anti like Southerners, so anti white people, because I was scared of y'all. I was like, I think the first thing I said to you was like, oh, are you gonna crucify me upside down on a stick because I'm like Mexican and don't want to leave your country? Like and you were just like, what the fuck?
I mean, I don't
no.
remember you saying that to me, but I do remember you saying like you were scared of me and like that I sounded like a lot of the other like white girls you knew. And I was like, oh, great.
Not even you, but our other friend who's hella Southern with a hella Southern accent. I was like, oh shit. I heard her, hey y'all. Literally, I heard her say, hey y'all. And immediately I was like, she's going to get me out of this country. Like, oh shit. I literally, obviously, I realized that I shouldn't judge people I shouldn't just assume the worst in people. I was pretty young back then. I think I don't know how old I was, but I think I was like 18. Not gonna lie.
I was 20, so I don't know.
Wait. I was lying about my age, so if my chatters are here, they think I'm young. Okay. So say I'm young.
Oh, damn.
Say
Okay,
I'm young,
you're
then.
young.
Okay, thank you. Hey.
She has a gun to my head, by the way.
Yeah. HY! God damn it, HY is still here! Oh no! Now, let's watch this. God damn it, he's literally here. He's just watching my ass. I'm young, HY, god damn it. I'm fucking young.
I mean, we are young.
We're young, wild, and free. I shouldn't say it like that. Yeah. Don't. Yeah. Look at him sassing me in chat. But let's look at this is actually, Rhea, this is from CNN, and apparently this hostages exchange happened 2 weeks ago. So forgive me, it wasn't a week ago. It was 2 weeks ago. And this is the first time where I've seen CNN accurately, okay, explain what was happening. So this doesn't have the propaganda, the anti-Palestinian propaganda that they've been fucking so confident in reporting across all of America amongst the American citizens on public television. So let's take a look at it. I'm sorry, I'm dying, guys. Let's take a look at it, and then you'll see what I'm talking about. And since this is CNN, I'm pretty sure there is no graphic images, or too graphic at least. So we'll watch this, and then chat. We have a special guest. Remember to hydrate, guys. Oh yeah, you're right. Thank you, HY. We have a special guest, a friend of mine. After we watch this and talk about it a little bit, we'll have her talk with us and give her, or let her give us her perspective on all of this. If I'm not dead by then, because I keep coughing. Okay, give me a sec, chat.
We believe in you.
Thanks, Rhea. You're like my friend. Oh wait, apparently I'm not. Apparently, I'm not.
I said you are.
Boop. Okay, let me turn off the background music for a sec. And then let me turn on the audio here. HY chat, if you can hear this, please tell me. If you can't, please tell me. Oh, you can't.
From
Yeah, I
Jerusalem
can't hear
right
it
now.
either.
Nim, I understand you were outside a prison in Jerusalem where Palestinian
Thank you,
prisoners
HY.
were released and reunited with their families. What did you see?
Well, Wolf, we weren't allowed to see anything. Israeli authorities blocked off roads, corralled the media into one location, brought the Palestinians in through the back door when they received them, and then only allowed family members to come in very limited single file in individual cars. And there's a reason for that. Because unlike the images of celebration, which you might have seen from Ramallah and the West Bank, here in East Jerusalem, Israeli.
So basically, the first thing that she already said that was automatically sus. Rhea, if you can't hear it, you might have to watch it on the stream because I don't think the
Yeah, I'm watching it on the stream.
Yeah, sorry about that. But
No,
the
that's cool.
Discord call is like too quiet. Now the first thing that she fucking said was like, oh, they didn't allow us to see anything. Like that was near the prison. Like why?
Yeah,
that's weird.
Yeah, why? That's very
kinda
weird.
Sus. But let's continue.
Israeli authorities were better able to enforce the diktat of their far-right national security minister, who has deemed the prisoners released today as terrorists. But not just that. He said any Palestinian who celebrates will themselves be charged as terrorists.
Disgusting.
I mean, just to break that down a little bit, there is no grounds to call them terrorists because by Israel's own reckoning, those 39 prisoners were 15 minors, 10 of whom were only charged, and 24 women, 23 were detained, not charged, and 10 of the minors were detained, not charged. So it complicates telling this story. So imagine your daughter has come home to you, and you have to hide indoors to express your joy. I want to show you this video, Wolf, of a daughter reuniting with her mother that was sent to us by the family. Take a listen.
So are they terrorists then, Rhea? I'm assuming they are, right? I don't know.
Yeah, I can't believe, like...
It just, I don't know, like, these... And by the way, these prisoners, most of them have been there for years. Years. And I still need a research on this, because I've been very busy. Every day I try to, you know, see the updates on what's happening in Gaza. But during this time, I don't know if it's true or not. Again, I have to research, but I'm pretty sure it is true. The reason why October 7th happened was because Israel kidnapped these prisoners.
I mean,
that's what
yeah,
I've heard.
I mean, there were a lot of things that probably built up to it, though,
And
right?
built up,
I mean, because
of
this has been
course.
going on for so long.
But what the media is portraying, right? Or not, I don't know if they're still doing this in America. I don't live in America, so the propaganda I don't see as much. But what I do see from the people criticizing on Twitter is CNN, you know, all these big news outlets portraying October 7th as this random as fuck occurrence that Hamas did just for funsies, I guess. Just for funsies, guys. We're gonna fucking, you know, kill people. No. And apparently, not even that. people are discovering the fucking Israel soldiers were the ones killing their own citizens during that time. There's a lot of shit that Israel is lying about. And as time goes on, you will see how much Hamas hasn't been the one doing the war crimes, you know? Like, they blame, oh, Hamas. Oh, do you support Hamas? Well, you know, back then, like 2 months ago, I was like, okay, no, I don't support terrorists, right? That's what I would say. Of course not. But I support Palestine. But now it's just like, now all of this is being revealed. Hamas treating their prisoners like fucking human beings. People get hugging.
Actually, I definitely. I mean, Hamas hasn't had anything where they're like not allowing people to celebrate. That's inhumane. But I've seen the people that came back have said. The people that have came back from Hamas have said there's been like sexual assault and other things. And an article from the Times.
The Times, though, has been.
I mean, that was an interview with the hostages.
There has been way more accounts and like. I mean, and I'm not denying that happened, because again, I'm not saying they're angels, right? Rea's voice has an echo. Oh, it's because I have desktop audio on. Thank you, HY. And where was I going with this? I don't know. With this specific nandake, prisoner swap. No, hostages swap. All the hostages that were prisoners. Most of the hostages that were prisoners in Israel had a lot of them came back disfigured.
Well, yeah. Plus, from what you're saying, they'd been there so long. So I mean,
there so long. There's this poor woman who was like, was she burnt in the prison? I don't know. They tortured her. They lit her on fire, and they didn't give her medical treatment. So she came back very disfigured. But you see in this specific swap, most of the prisoners are very happy. Like, they were treated very well. And you can see a bunch of videos and most of the prisoners there were basically saying how much of a great time they had with Hamas.
I'd like to see that.
Yeah.
Just because
I
haven't
look it up
seen
right
that
now, but we already went 5 minutes ahead. Maybe we can look at it with our guest or not. We'll see if she's comfortable with that. But chat here, I'm gonna turn on the BGM. Sorry about that. Boop. Ari? Boop. Where's chat? Oh my god, chat's gone. Okay, there you are, Lamel. Okay, so first of all, shit, Rhea, oh my god. Rhea, we don't have a seat for a guest. Do you mind sitting here with me? Is that cool?
Oh yeah, no problem.
I know we're not fucking friends apparently, but do you want to sit next to me?
Yeah, just don't fucking touch me.
Okay. Okay. Let me. Where are you, Rhea? God damn it. There you are. How's that? Let me move myself.
That's too close.
Oh my god, Gomente.
Just kidding.
Why are you
just
so
kidding.
mean to me, huh? Here. We'll share half a butt cheek on this chair. Is that okay?
You can move closer. It's okay.
No, fuck you, Rhea. I thought we were friends. I think that's good. How does that look? Chat is in front of my face. HY, you're in front of my face. Touch? HY, goddamn you. Now is not the time for this, HY. Okay. Now, Let's see. HY, get off of my fucking face.
You can move me over, man.
God damn it. Now you can't see me. Fucking hell.
Move
yeah.
me.
Fuck. You know what? Get out of here.
Wow.
This mic is in front of my eyeball. It's fine, it's fine. Chat, wait, chat, come on.
I love how I'm shorter than you here.
I know, you're like taller than me. Not like I'm short or anything, you know, I'm just saying.
I mean,
how dare you? Do you want to fight like this? just like this while I'm dying?
okay, HYN said put the guess on the screen where the chat is.
I want them to sit on the chair, though.
Okay, yeah, put them in the chair. You do you.
But chat is imagine if I was that dramatic. I don't like that you didn't respond to that. Why are you quiet? How dare you? Okay, it's fine. Now sorry, chat. I have her here. Watch. Demon's on. Let's go. Boop! Boop! There she is. Look how nice she looks. Okay, so
yeah, so beautiful.
This is my friend. We're mutuals on our private Twitters. This is Devan-san, and she's Muslim. I hope I'm getting this right. Let's just say that I feel like we should humanize Muslim people way more. Are you sure she's your friend? I think she's my friend. Well, we don't really talk. But the fact that she's willing to be here, it really means a lot, okay? And I feel like her perspective on just being a Muslim, especially during times like these, is very important. Because, yeah, we're talking about, you know, all the tragedies that is happening in Palestine and stuff. But one very valid concern that I heard from the Palestinian people and other Muslims in general is that we shouldn't treat these people as numbers. We should humanize them. And by starting that, we should humanize just all Muslims in general. Like we mentioned in the beginning of the stream, Rhea, I told you, what's the first image that pops in your head when you think of a Muslim man? Something negative, right? That's not humanizing at all. So I wanted to have a guest who's actually Muslim. So here she is. It is Devan-san. Let's see if we can hear her beautiful voice.
Thank you for having me.
Ooh!
Yay!
I
Thank
hope
you
you
for
can
being
hear me.
here. Chat,
We can hear you.
And thank you for inviting me.
No, and thank you for joining. Chat, can you hear them? Okay. Now, so sorry. Thank you for joining. I think chat can hear you pretty well.
I can't see chat actually because I'm not on like the live stream. I can only see the screen you shared, so you let me know.
Is chat not popping out on there? I think that's a good thing.
No, it is showing, but it's just so
It's very
tiny.
grainy.
It's too small.
I can't see.
Wait, what the hell? Actually, what is up with that font color? Is that like brown? I can't even read that.
No, yeah.
Yeah, my bad. Forgive me. Again, I'm a boomer, guys. I'm a boomer.
It's
God damn
okay.
You're not a boomer. I'm the boomer here.
I'll fix it eventually. But so, Devan-san, can I add san to your name? I'm sorry, I live in
sure.
Japan. I'm just like so used
It's
to
okay.
that.
Go for it.
But I hope you like your Starbies right there. It's right next to you. Yeah, it's pink.
Yeah, Tama here. I don't know why the fuck I said that when I'm boycotting Starbies myself. It's just so ingrained in my brain, you know, calling anything that's frappe-like and will most likely give you diabetes. We're all ingrained to think that's a Starbucks frappe, you know? I'm sorry, but I didn't mean it. I didn't mean to support Starbucks or promote it. My bad. Like, I literally face palmed my face so hard, I think I bruised myself. My bad. Starbucks bad. McDonald's bad. Pizza Hut bad. All the companies that are supporting Israel that we as common people can, not give our business to are bad. Okay, let's boycott those companies. Okay. Devan-san, I'm sorry. Like, she kind of, guys, am I the only one? Chat? Wait, there's no chat here. Who am I talking to? Viewer who's watching this right now? Devan-san was kind of like, thanks. My bad, girl. Hey, yo, if you're watching this, my bad, okay? I'm sorry. Hige sorry. Yurushite kudasai. Okay, let's just watch this, okay? Perdóname. Bye.
Great.
I drank out of it. Sorry.
That's all right, Rhea.
God damn it! You weren't supposed to tell her that.
We gotta share a drink before we can discuss anything.
Yeah. So what do you think about our discussion? Do you disagree? Are you like all these fucking Americans? I don't know. But how'd you feel?
No. I thought it was, it was good. I like how you showed the articles, how you showed the videos on screen, so and then we can all discuss and look at the various things. I like how Rhea gave her perspective. You need to discuss things, even sometimes you wouldn't agree so much. I did want to say that, you guys discussed so many things, so I don't know where to start or where to give my opinion. But I think, I'd like to start with the anti-Zionism is anti-Semitism, and I think we're all on the same page here that it doesn't mean the same thing, and it's just a label they put out there to terrorize people and harass them. Oh, you shouldn't be speaking. And even if someone is, trying to get educated or trying to learn more about the topic, they would just feel scared. Oh, I don't want to offend, Jews. I don't want to be anti-Semitic. That's not cool. Right. So it's definitely working in that way to scare people away, even from educating themselves, let alone taking a stance. You know what I mean? So
that's a really good point. It's like scaring people to not educate themselves. Jesus Christ, that was really well put.
Yeah, because we're already so polarized, it would scare people away.
That's very true. I was gonna add like a little snippet or anecdote from my experience in school. Even though I did live in Arab countries, Muslim majority countries is what I like to call them. Even in schools that I went to, it was still a touchy subject. Like even in geography class, because Palestine wouldn't be on the map, it would be Israel. So we would have this, conversation or discussion about, oh, it should be Palestine. Oh no, but Israeli people, they have the right to live and the right to, okay, but we're not that's not our problem. Jewish people can live. Yeah, it's Jewish people can live in Palestine. Oh no, but it's actually Israel. It's you can't even have a conversation because you're shunned down right away. Oh, you shouldn't be saying that. You're basically saying Jewish people cannot exist, and you just cannot even try to explain because they just shun you down already and terrorize you and make you feel like, oh no, you're a terrorist, or like you're saying some really, really horrible extremist stuff, so you should really not talk.
So even in Muslim populated countries,
it is. You would be so surprised on how westernized our countries are. There's so much Western influence, and as you can imagine, I would assume is that the image of the ideal West, and they're superior, they have the moral high ground. If if you're on the Western side of things, you obviously are more educated, you obviously are more morally equipped, etc., etc. So it's very sad to see, unfortunately.
Yeah, I feel like if they're making it a conversation of the right to exist, it really does take away any sort of valid argument you can have, because it's not about the right to exist. Nobody's making it about that. It's about your right to take land away from people that were already there.
Mm-hmm.
And going off of that, I tried reading this very difficult book. It's called, what's it called? A 4,000-year history on Palestine by Nur Masalha. I don't know how to read her name, or their name. And I was just not pleasantly surprised, but like kind of also irked that there's a lot of historical evidence from before Christ
There is.
that references Palestine a lot. And it's a hard concept to understand, because people, when they talk about Palestine, they think of the country, right? Now, we have to think things when it comes to before Christ and, countries way back then. People just tend to think of them as countries, But in reality, back then, countries didn't refer themselves as countries. They're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go over here in this area, and that area was called Palestine. It's not like someone was,
Yeah.
I don't know how to explain this well, but the whole concept of countries and patriotism is a fairly new concept. I think it was more who created the first flag? Was it France? I think it was France that created like flags which represented their country, and after that I think people started identifying themselves by their country rather than just by where they lived. So if you go throughout history, and this is a quote from that book, it says, archaeological evidence shows that urbanization in most of the Palestine towns and cities existed throughout the early Bronze Age in the 3rd millennium. Like, and Palestine was referred to in very different ways. The most prominent is Philistine. That's obviously,
that's the Arabic name.
When you tell that to an American though, like that doesn't care, they're gonna be like, oh, well, what the fuck is that? It's like, okay, it's just Palestine but in a different language, dude. And if you actually open a book, you'll see, that Palestine has just always been there. So this denial of history, well, I mean, I can't even. It's just sad because now it's easier to deny history because they basically destroyed everything in Palestine.
Well, I also feel like a lot of Americans, unfortunately, tend to use the Bible as a history book, so at least the very religious ones.
Yeah, and that's, for me, that's a hard thing to remove myself from, because I was just raised to believe that the Bible is the truth, right? No matter what. So honestly, studying all of this is really messing with my beliefs. I mean, I already denounced religion a long time ago, right? Rhea knows this. But I've been raised for over 20 years of my life to believe that this fucking book was everything, was just pure truth. And it's just not that way. Especially when I see what's happening to Palestine, I'm realizing, yeah, it's just not that way. I don't know, what are your thoughts on that, Devan-san?
I think I'm not very well versed on the Bible, but I do know the general idea of the Bible having many versions. So I wouldn't know if all versions have mentioned Palestine, but I would assume that they have, because Palestine is mentioned, in Christianity or in the Bible, in the Torah for Jews. And for us, as Muslims, it's also like Palestine is such a central place for all holy books or all the Abrahamic religions. So it's kind of insane to just even be like, oh, it doesn't exist. When if you actually ask anyone who have studied the holy books of this earth, the Abrahamic religions, they would tell you it's pretty much a central land to all of them. So I think, but I do understand Rhea's point of saying, it shouldn't, it's not the most, perhaps, I don't want to offend anyone, but, historical evidence book resource you want to use.
It's okay, Devan-san. I'll do that for y'all. No, the Bible should not be used as historical evidence. That's my opinion as Tamashii. And it's a very hard thing to actually say. I'm saying this like, I kind of feel like throwing up saying it. Because it goes against everything I believed in. But it's true. It's just true. You mentioned
Well,
other
I
versions.
also... Oh, sorry.
Okay.
No, I was just gonna go off of that and say, like, regardless of if Palestine might be mentioned in the Bible, which, yes, that is very true. I feel like people tend to, like, only take the bits and pieces from the Bible that they want, and, like, emphasize those bits. Like, for example, Israel having the right to this holy land. The Bible will be referenced, rather than, like, looking at the whole picture. So, yeah, I think you're right. Like, if people would just... read more of it, even just the Bible, they would understand.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And, well, first of all, I don't know if you mind, me asking. Don't dox yourself, but what is your background? Can you explain to us more on that? Like...
How do I say? I'm born Muslim. My family is Muslim. My parents are religious, practicing. I'm also practicing. I lived in my country, but a war happened, and then I moved from my country. But we wanted to stay in, Arab-friendly, Muslim-friendly area, so we moved to another Arab country. However, like, bear in mind, my father is I'm very grateful for this. My dad is financially stable. We're very well off. So we did travel a lot. Like, I've been to Europe, I've been to the UK, I've been to various countries. We traveled, so we're not like, closed off, or I've never been outside a Muslim country, I've never been outside an Arab country, I'm scared kind of vibe. But we just, like to stay in a comfortable place. So we moved to live in another Arab country, and then I stayed there for 7 years, and then I moved to another country. I stayed there for 2 years, and then guess what happened? I moved to another country.
She moves up. She's been around, guys.
I've been around, and that's where I'm staying right now, and I'm studying in uni, still a student, to graduate soon. But yeah, but I did.
What is the app?
Yeah. What was that again? Rhea, we didn't hear you.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't want to interrupt you, so please continue.
Oh, I was just gonna say I did experience the war period in my country. I just want to mention, like, a little significant, irrelevant thing is we did not leave because of the war. Like, when the war happened, despite being financially able to leave any moment and go anywhere, or even without having, the financial ability, a lot of people seeked refuge, and you can do that. My dad just told us all, we're staying in our house, and we're defending our place, no matter what. If we die here.
Wow.
Right? Yeah. And I was just like, I think I was 9, 8, and Jesus. I had, like, a lot of siblings. All of them were eldest. Like, I had one younger sibling, and, like, all my, elder siblings, they were just, you know, like we were fine with this. We actually like this is our country, this is our place. We wanted this is our where we should be. You know, you should not be attacking us. And we did witness so many things. The house in front of us got bombed. The mosque. We live in a street.
Wow.
At the end of the
Wow.
street, there's a mosque. Yeah. The mosque. There was like a mass shooting around that area. In our street, there was a couple of mass shootings, and we were just there for each other. Like our neighborhood. Like we already have strong ties with our neighborhood. I think, you know, you would understand if you live like in a collectivist area
Yes,
or a
yes,
collectivist community. Yeah. You already have strong ties with your neighborhood, but in that moment,
It's okay. We'll wait till she comes back, but
Mm.
the concept of defending your home is
sorry,
oh, it's okay, it's okay.
like my little brother.
It's okay, it's fine. So you were speaking of at that moment where you were just one house after
She's-
seeing the bomb.
She might still be.
Oh, she's still out. Go on. No, what was I saying before? Oh yeah, this concept of collective society, right, is not a thing in America at all. So I think that's one of the reasons as to why Americans have such a, I mean, if they're against Palestine or just don't care about what's happening, I think it's because of the lack of community. The culture of a collective culture is just foreign to them. It's like, oh
There
yeah,
must be. I'd be interested to see like different communities, like communities that might be more diverse in America, and how those communities might be different than like an all-white community, for example. You know what I'm saying?
well, from my,
I feel like once people are exposed, in some cases, I'm not saying in all cases, there can be like a good sense of community in some cases.
in some cases, right? I mean, especially if you're from a small town. Oh, sorry, HY. The Bible is made to spread religion, not for historical purposes. Yes, and HY, you're correct. And you're right. And I believe that. But it still hurts to hear that. It's so interesting. I was just raised in an environment where I was told that everything on there was the truth. But going back to community, you know, that's how it is in like Mexican communities. We're also a collective society, but since I was born in America, I wasn't really immersed in that part of my own culture, right? I'm way too American, unfortunately. But I understand the concept of community. Like, you know, before I moved to Japan, I lost 2 cousins due to COVID, and they were brother and sister, and they died like 1 week apart. All of us. It was just really crazy. No one could imagine
That's awful.
And immediately, I have a big family. We're not close at all, but immediately, I knew it was my duty to help my community, my family, my neighbors. Everyone was just helping them. The thing is, when I've been to American, it's okay, Devan-san, take your time. I don't see that in American. It's just very individualistic. You do everything by yourself. You plan the funeral by yourself. You know, everything by yourself. You know, you're on your own, buddy. And you cater to us when someone's dead. That's just weird. No, with me and my mom, especially, we offer to clean the person's house. My aunt's house. We offered to buy her food, to make her food, because everyone from, like, we have a big family. Everyone from all the states came in to celebrate and say their goodbyes to these poor dead individuals. Like, are the victims going to plan all of this party, all the food, all of that? You know, no. The sense of community, we come in, we help someone. That was the first time where I got to experience that collective community. So having that with strangers, with neighbors, with friends in a neighborhood, it's just, that's not the American experience in my eyes. And I feel that's exactly why people have such a hard time relating to Muslims, or when they say, no, this is my place, I'ma stay here. You know, you're not gonna destroy my community.
A bit of a different experience than you.
Wow.
Because just because I grew up in the South, not to dox myself, but
Damn it.
which I do feel like when I say that, some people are like, oh my god, racism, but
Me,
you know, we definitely have that, but I was, I guess, lucky and that I'm in a rather liberal community, at least the people I surround myself with. And I did grow up in a neighborhood where, like, people were helping each other out. And believe it or not, it wasn't an all-white neighborhood. But so I do, like, I probably not as much as Devon, but I can
me.
kind of, yeah, it's sounding like it, but like it's the kind of situation where, like, oh, we don't have any eggs, check with the neighbor, that sort of thing.
What the fuck? And for me, that's like, why would I do that? That's fucking weird. That's my American
yeah, so I think it
talking.
just varies. Yeah. And I really do hope you can get that experience someday, because it's nice. Like, it's nice to be able to rely on the people around you.
Oh, sorry. Let me check if Devon's okay. You can come in at any time and interrupt us, by the way, Devon. Don't worry. This is your time to shine. But yeah, I think she's still busy. A lot of it also, yeah, like you said, it depends where you were born at. And you mentioned that it was a pretty diverse community, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not compared to like New York City. But like, not probably what you would be expecting. I mean, we had I grew up with like a Middle Eastern family down the street. Our next door neighbors, yeah, still to this day are black, our next door neighbors, and we are very close. Well, not very close, but we know them. Like, we can go to them if something happened, essentially, and they know that they can come to us. It's that sort of vibe. But I mean, yeah, there are plenty of white people, don't get me wrong.
I guess it depends. Is your neighborhood like... Oh, sorry, Devon, are you back?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Okay.
I have to go.
Oh, you need to go? Okay.
No, I had to. I'm sorry.
You had to go. Sorry.
No worries.
Sorry.
No worries.
Okay, let me see. You were talking about only being the only house after experiencing, everything being bombed around you. Well, not everything, but, during the war.
I mean, a lot of people stayed, some left, but, as I said, we all, like, wanted to say this is our place. So I really do understand when Palestinians do not want to leave. This is their land, and they'll die there, because of course, the bombing that they're experiencing right now is nothing like what I've experienced is nothing compared to what they're experiencing. Of course, the technology has improved, unfortunately, and they're getting way more bombs, way more bombs than we could have ever gotten, and it's way worse. But I can relate in a sense, the experience and wanting to stay there. This is our home. This is where we've lived. So I really do understand that, and I don't know if many people do, But I can imagine people just, just with their brain, not with their feelings or hearts, understanding the logic of wanting to stay because this is your land. You don't want to give it to the oppressor, at least.
I think, I don't know. Well, let's go with your perspective, Rhea, because how do you feel, like, as a white American? Can you understand that?
Oh, I mean, yes. I mean, I can look at it, objectively and say, yeah, I would, if I can put myself, I mean, obviously I've never experienced that. I'm very privileged. But I can put myself in that situation and understand that, yeah, it's your homeland and you wouldn't want to leave. Yeah, so I can definitely understand, and I feel like I wish more people would use empathy when dealing with these situations. And I feel like the news channels that are taking the time to like interview people suffering in this conflict, that sort of thing, especially all the children, I really think that helps people. I had been talking to my parents about this conflict for a while because that's what I tend to do. I'm very close with my family. And I was struggling to get through to them. And it really, like, they were listening, but my mom was watching the news one night and saw these interviews with all these children that were basically suffering from being bombed constantly in Gaza, finally made it out. And I think she was in tears, so I think some people just really need to be exposed to that sort of thing in order to humanize the people that are going through this conflict. I'm not saying that that's right. Like, I think people should understand before that, but unfortunately, that is what it takes sometimes.
Yeah.
You know what? And yeah, you're right. I mean, I don't know.
It's just sad because, like you did mention Tama, Tama-san. You did mention, like, the Palestinians or Arabs or Muslims have been, dehumanized. Nobody's gonna care, or it's not nobody's gonna care, but nobody's gonna try to understand or try to care if, I don't know, a dozen of men or a dozen of women were bombed or being killed. But for, hearing about kids or little children, you kind of cannot possibly segregate kids and children because they're just little kids, they're the most innocent human beings to ever be. So I get where Rhea's coming from on her point.
Also, to answer my own question about being able to put myself in the Palestinian shoes when it comes to and your shoes as well, when it comes to, like, no, I'm staying here no matter fucking what. I'm gonna say no. Objectively, I understand, like, with my brain, but with my, like, if I'm gonna be quite honest, I cannot understand why you would stay. I'd fucking run. I'd dip, And the reason for that is because I come from, like, historically, my family has always been immigrants. When something terrible happens to us, we move to a different place. And something terrible happened to my parents, so they moved away and ended up being in America. And the thing is, due to many laws and stuff in America, I don't know my family. Like, I know my extended family who are rich enough to live in America and, just move anywhere they fucking want to. But my immediate family, like, I've never seen my grandparents. I don't know my immediate cousins, stuff like that. And we can't really go and visit them because the area that they live at is pretty fucking dangerous. And so so neither can my parents, right? I'm not gonna go too detailed about it, but the thing is that what I do understand is the longing to have a place to belong to. Because my parents, you know, as a child, I would always pray to God. When I used to pray, I used to pray to God and be like, you know what, I hope my mom can see her grandma again someday. Because I hope that this time she gets chosen to get a fucking green card, a visa, to just so she can come here and visit. And then she died. That never happened. You know? It's stuff like that. It's like, it sucks, but I'm just used to abandoning, like, not abandoning, just running away. So it makes me kind of sad that, you know, to a certain extent, I can't really understand the passion. And because I don't understand, I admire the Palestinians. I admire them so much, because, like, it kind of makes me want to cry, because these people just want to live like fucking human beings, like their God-given right, just live where they were born at. And to see them be so strong and sacrifice everything and see everyone they love die and still say, no, I'm gonna stay here, I don't care, you're not gonna bully me into submission, is very admirable. I don't know, it's just very powerful and eye-opening to me as someone who sees things from a very immigrant perspective. But that's how I see it, right? It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
I don't know, but
No, I think,
yeah.
like, if you look at it, yeah, you would want to go. Like, why would you suffer through all of that? You want to leave.
As a
if you have
child,
other options.
why did you stay?
Like, of course, obviously, because my family stayed, you know, I'd stay as I'm a kid under my family.
But kids are pretty smart in my eyes, you know?
Yeah. But the thing is, we like, I wanted to stay in my country, you know, it's my country. You don't force me out of my country, this is where I belong. But then after, like, the conflict has ended and things have calmed down, we decided to move because my dad wanted us to have a better education, to, you know, be able to do something when we're adults, you know, be equipped, because our country, you know, needs building, it needs rebuilding, it needs a lot of help after all the destruction that happened. So we left mainly to pursue that, and then we have the choice to do whatever. If you want to go back, if you don't want to, but most of all, I think most of us would want to go back. But as a kid, how I felt, honestly, I don't remember feeling much. I was just witnessing things. I don't think I felt much, but I was just witnessing things. But I definitely did not, despite having traveled before and I've left before and came back, I did not consider or didn't think about, oh, we should go. You know, I didn't think about that.
Can I ask you, Devon, about your experience at uni and, like, during this conflict especially? Like, what has it been like? I know here I'm hearing a lot about how divided so many campuses are. So what is it like for you where you are?
Where I am, in my uni, the thing is, we mainly go to hospitals and we practice. And here's a sad little fact. The people in my uni are kind of in the bourgeoisie, socioeconomic state, like, where they're like, oh, we're rich, you know, we only talk about rich people things. And as a hijabi, they kind of seclude you, like isolate you. They don't want to talk to you because you're not, you know, you don't fit their agenda or their criteria. So they're not really friendly with us ever since the first year, me and my other hijabi friends. But thankfully I have them, so we have a little group and we all are on the same page. But the rest, we have been pretty, you know, isolated from first year, so I hate uni. My uni experience is horrible, but
Yeah.
I do know not many of them are vocal. I don't have social media, but my friends do, and I don't think any of them are posting about Palestine or being vocal or anything.
Mm.
They're just very whitewashed, unfortunately.
Gotcha.
I just want to follow
I can
up.
understand that. I feel like in my university, when you know, I joined university, I just couldn't relate to anyone, because you know, I didn't think I was that poor until I went to uni. I'm like, god damn, everyone's rich. And like, it's just so hard to relate to those type of people sometimes, because they automatically just look down at you for being different. Not even if whether you're actually rich or not, but if you're different,
That's true.
they're just like, ooh, they're fucking dirty people. You're like, okay, dude,
Yeah.
thanks, I guess.
Mama.
So the thing is that a concept that is something that a lot of Americans don't realize is that you can be racist against your own kind.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
I experienced a lot of that in my area, even as a child, even as a child as well. Like, you know, the fact that my mom can't speak English, so when she'd see a Latina looking woman and be like, ay, señora, can you help me? ¿Me puedes ayudar? Señora, es que no sé cómo. And then the lady, who obviously looks like she can speak Spanish, goes, I'm sorry, this is America. I don't speak Spanish here.
They look down on people because they don't know other languages, or actually, I don't know if you've seen illiterate people, but you don't, like, they look down on those people so much, despite knowing the harsh reality they have lived, and they're probably, you know, never had the opportunity to learn. They still look down on them, unfortunately. Yeah.
People look down at me because I can't type on my computer. That's something that I realized. It's always like, if people get mad at me, it's so weird. They're like, Tama, why the fuck are you using, I call them ET fingers, because I use my, like, the ET finger on my hands. It's just the index finger. I don't know why I call them ET fingers, but yeah, like, I just go and I can't type. And when someone sees, oh, thank you, by the way, when someone sees that, they get really mad at me. They're like, why the fuck don't you know how to type on a computer already? Like, you're fucking over 20. How the hell do you not know? Well, it was because I never had a computer until I was older, you know? And then when I was a kid, this is so fucked up, by the way, but when I was a kid, in elementary school, they would separate the Hispanics from the white kids.
No way.
What?
And yeah, I just was thinking about my life. Like, when I moved to Japan, I was reflecting on my life a lot. And then I realized we still practice segregation when I was a child, because they would separate, like, all the Mexican kids, basically. All the Mexican kids apart from the white kids. If your parent wanted you to be with the white kids, they'd have to go talk to the principal about it and then move you in there so you can assimilate. But during that time,
insane.
Only once did they give us a computer, like, lab session to learn how to type. Just one computer lab session. After that, every time I walked by the computer lab, it was only the white kids. They never enforced that on us. It's like, yeah, no, these are Mexicans. They're gonna be working out in the fields eventually. You know, they don't need to learn how to use a fucking computer. So I really do understand that perspective, because when one of the Hispanics or Mexicans, whatever they are, end up going to the white kid class, it's like all of a sudden they change. They look down at us. It's like, oh yeah, I'm with the white kids now. Sorry, like, I'm cool. I can speak better English than you. And I'm like, oh, okay. Goddamn, you know, I can use a computer. I know how to type without looking at the keyboard. I'm looking at my keyboard right now as I'm typing. Here, let me write something cursed. Gah! See, there you go. It showed up on chat. But goddamn, to think that that also happens in your area is very interesting. It's not only an American thing, but I guess it's American or Western influenced. I suppose.
Definitely. What about you, Rhea? What's your unique experience with the conflict?
Well, I was a poli-sci major, so I was very, I feel like, entrenched in whatever issues were going on. I mean, I did graduate 5 years ago. Good Lord, I'm old. So I'd be curious to know how my campus would have been with what's going on now, because I see a lot on the news, just about, particular like Jewish student groups versus pro-Palestinian groups, just not
That's
being
right.
able to even be in the same room, frankly. I know in my case, I was a lot more political than I am now. Not that I don't pay attention to things, but I think I've just become a little jaded. And so my university life was, I was like attending like Hillary Clinton rallies and that kind of stuff, Bernie Sanders, that sort of thing. I was very involved, especially with like, I was in the college Democrats, and if it tells you anything, like I'm an independent now. So I became very jaded, but I would say, like, as polarized as things were, I really feel like I noticed a shift when Trump became president. I just feel like things got even, like, I noticed even in my classes, like, people could not seem to handle hearing an opinion different than theirs. Both sides. Like, it was like okay, we're gonna shut this conversation down, rather than let's talk about it, because I think talking about it is so important. And so I think that that's only become more of a thing, the polarization here, and I think that's what I'm seeing from the videos I'm seeing now of universities. It's like these groups are not, the minute they hear something they don't want to hear, it's like, okay, we're not even gonna have a conversation. And it's like, now is the time we need to be having this conversation. So yeah, that was a really long-winded answer. Sorry.
Because no, it's true, because ever since that guy became president, he normalized being ignorant. Like back then, like if you were an asshole in that way, it was at least looked upon. Like you couldn't be openly racist, you know, unless you were actually like that far gone. But now it's like, oh yeah, you know what, I'm gonna say a slur here and there and I'll be okay, it's fine. Like, you know, it's just, you know, I'm gonna say anti-Muslim shit. I mean, it's the whole reason why people now as well are really comfortable. Like the fact that in universities they suspend Palestinian fucking students, and also like, wasn't one like hate crimed? And recently at some university in America, and I think they got stabbed or something. I don't even fucking know.
Oh yeah, I think you're right.
And the university refuses to even hold whoever did that accountable, just because the victim is Palestinian. Like, it has changed. Not changed. I feel like America has always been racist, but it has changed that in a way where it's just very open and very free. Freedom of speech is freedom of hatred at this point, and that's a very scary thing nowadays. Also, we have.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Sorry. Before you finish your thought, usually we make this pod 2 hours long and we have 5 minutes
Oh,
left, but
okay.
I don't mind going over that. I just want to make sure you guys aren't being forced to over talk.
We started at 9:10.
Oh yeah, you're right. But either way, if we go over, that's fine. But if you want to like stop, if you have a time limit, just let me know, okay? But anyway, yes, continue your thought, Devan-san. Sorry about that.
No problem. I was just gonna add to what you said, like affirm it and assert it. It is true. Like I don't think like you said there is a change, but then you're like, no, not a change. From how I see it, or from an outside perspective, it's always been like that, but I feel like now it's more out in the open. Everyone can see the blatant discrimination. This only happens when it's a minority, and right now the focus is on the Palestinians, but this has been going on for a while. It's just it was never that much in the center of attention, but now because of what's happening, it is at the center of attention and everyone can see it. You know, this will only happen to a Palestinian. This will only happen to someone who, you know, anti-Zionist or etc. So, as you said, it's not a change. It's more of an eye-opening experience for some people, yeah. Though I did want to like talk about like the surveillance and the monitoring. I don't know if anyone wanted to bring up a point before I like.
Oh no, go
Talk
ahead.
about
Please
that.
continue.
I wanted to talk about the monitoring and the surveillance the Israelis have on the Palestinians in Gaza and the West Bank, and like in the US too. They do influence so much, like so many laws or so many things that are going on. As you know, one of the examples we can see right now is, you know, pro-Palestinian students being, you know, shut down or being a lot are being harassed and doxxed in the streets. A lot are being, you know, openly harassed and publicly harassed in a way we've never seen before. So there is monitoring, you know, you know, like they're following people, you know, they know what's going on, and they're not afraid to tell us. They know who you are, and they're gonna dox you and harass you if you speak up against them. And I don't know if you saw in the West Bank, they were going after people who were, you know, just sharing anything that's pro-Palestinian. Just sharing it on your social media will get you the IDF on your door, and they will take you right prison right away. Even Israeli themselves were not safe from such thing. I remember watching a video of an Israeli teacher who was convicted of hate speech or hate crime because he retweeted a pro-Palestinian post on his account. So
Wow.
the surveillance is heavy, and they know, like in the land, Gaza and West Bank, they know where everyone is. They know what they're doing. They know what they're targeting, and they have been keeping an eye on everyone, you know, and everything for a while. And that's, you know, how Tamashii mentioned that, you know, they were not allowed to celebrate, and you know, if you celebrate the prisoners being released, you get fined, or I don't know other punishments they had, but I saw the fining punishment. You get fined if you celebrate.
I mean, one of the I try my best to follow, you know, all of the journalists who are somehow still alive right now, and I mean, our most recent loss was God, I don't know, I can't remember his name. Rafat.
Yeah, Rafat, I think.
Yeah, Rafat, who was a teacher, right? A university professor, and I think maybe that's who you're referring to. Is I think he made a joke about the hypocrisy of Israel, and they killed him about 2 days ago. I think, right?
Yeah.
Going
but
off
the
of
teacher
that,
I mentioned was an Israeli in the West Bank,
Yeah.
not in Gaza.
Not
Yeah.
in Gaza. Oh yeah, you said that even people from Israel aren't protected from that. I also wanted to share this specific post about this woman who you've probably seen her before. I've seen her in interviews before, and I just found out that she was murdered, shot in the head by a sniper, to be more specific, because the interview, actually, I'm pretty sure the interview that I saw of her was what made Israel target her out of spite for sharing the truth. Let me just share that on the screen for a bit. And it's a Twitter post. I'm sure Devon-san probably knows who I'm talking about, but yes, right here, this woman, there was an interview of her basically saying that, you know, hey, I'm older than Israel. I've been here way before Israel. I remember when they came here and colonized us. And then right here, an elderly Palestinian woman who had gone viral for saying that she was older than Israel in a video circulating online was killed by an Israeli sniper. So they're purposely killing. It just makes me very angry because she died in the worst way possible. And so when people deny not deny, just say in general that Israel is defending themselves, this is what you're defending yourself against?
Yeah.
This
You just
old
can't.
lady?
You can't, yeah.
You can't say that. They sniped her, dude. What the fuck?
Yeah.
They sniped the
I mean,
grandma.
Yeah. It's not like sniping is targeted. There's no way out of this. And she's not the only case, too. And it's not only now, you know, this has been going, like, sniping elderly children, kids.
You know what?
I don't know.
You comforted me last time, Devon, because I've been, like, I don't want to see gore, but sometimes it just pops out, right?
Yeah.
And it really fucks with my head because I work with kids currently. And, you know, I've seen a sniper snipe a kid. Like, that shit, I've never seen so much gore in my life. And they don't show you that in the news outlets. They don't show you all these kids crying and shit. I'm so ashamed that my parents are so fucking stubborn to admit that Israel is doing wrong, all because of the Bible. All because, no, Jesus is our savior and Israel is the promised land, whatever the fuck. And I'm like, bro, I just saw a kid get sniped. I've seen videos of a kid not without his face anymore. I've seen that one scalp video where a kid's body was just so destroyed they had to grab his or her scalp to see if they could identify who the kid was. How the fuck how is that defense of anything? There's 50% of Palestinians are children.
Yeah.
So when you're bombing, you're definitely murdering kids.
Yeah, half of your targets are kids. Like,
so it's terrible. Anyway, continue, Devon. I interrupted you. I'm sorry.
No, not at all. I don't even remember what I was saying, but what was I saying? Nope.
Surveillance?
Okay. I don't remember.
Sorry.
Surveillance. Yeah.
Yes, surveillance.
No, not at all. Like, as you mentioned right now, like, even the news outlets, you know, that's like another thing that they can influence. You can't say, oh, they sniped an old lady, that's anti-Semitic or whatever. You know, they will just label you and shut you down. They influence so many things, so many little things. And one of the major things is the news outlet. You can't show what's really going on. And you want to actually have an opinion. You want to actually say what is right and what's wrong. How does that make sense? It does not. And I think one other thing is like, the older generation and how they're very far removed from what's going on is also a work of really, really, really long, as you guys mentioned, a lot of things, and Islamophobia, so many things ingrained in so many generations, and Zionism as well playing a part, very in the low too. Even the Arab communities, just before what happened in 7 of October, the Saudi Arabian king or prince or whatever. By the way, a lot of our the Arab rulers are Zionists pretty much because it's the political advantage before, even now, being on their side is on the political advantage. So just before 7th of October, the Saudi Arabian prince was going to Israel and to finalize some contracts or make connections or whatever, and that one thing would have just ended the Palestinian cause in all of the quote unquote Muslim, I hate calling them Muslim countries because they're not, Arab countries, because those are the only countries that have the belief of Palestine, or the only ones that were fighting. But we've also been so whitewashed, so westernized, and that last move of Saudi Arabia making connections with Israel would just end it all. It would just be over. The Palestinians have nobody. And even Norman Finkelstein, who's the professor who always appears in debate shows and has been talking about Palestine for the past 15 years, even he himself said that, as heartbreaking as it sounds for him, spending 15 years of his life and career defending those people, he has this year, or the past 3 years, he just, in his heart, as heartbreaking as it sounds, he just was gonna let go of it. He was just gonna end it. That's it. There's no hope. Nobody cares anymore, and nobody's gonna listen. And it was just so sad how even the people that are supposedly gonna care or supposedly care, it was just slowly dying for them too. That cause, the Palestinian cause, was just slowly dying. It was only a matter of time.
Man. And it just, I mean, I don't know. It's I know everything sounds, well, not sounds, it is pretty bleak and devastating, and basically it makes you feel like there's no hope. But at the same time, you can see I think this is the first time, for me at least, where I've seen the world be so fucking united for the Palestinian people. And I think right now is not the time to...
That's very true.
I don't know how to explain it.
To lose hope.
To lose hope and be like me. I get overwhelmed easily when it comes to things like this. I think my depression has hit really hard, and it's probably why I'm still sick. I feel like shit, right? But imagine the Palestinian people, right?
Yeah.
They're dying, they're in genocide. And because people are talking about this, because the normal people, just the reason why I wanted to do this is because I don't know if people have noticed yet, but at least speaking from my perspective, I'm pretty much a weeb. Are you a weeb?
I'm a less technologically adept weeb.
Okay. Devan-san, are you a weeb?
I guess so. I mean, I'm into the average weeb stuff.
So we're all weebs here, right?
Actually, not so average. I do have my niche interest.
Yeah, I was like, girl, I follow you. I was like, girl, I follow you on private. What do you mean? But we're all weeps here, right? Let's not deny.
Yeah.
Otakus. Oh God. Let's see what this guy says right here. I feel like he's dogging me already. Let's see. Weebs gathering. Okay, they're clapping. Yeah, let's go. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Hello.
The thing is that this is my personal opinion, but I feel like the anime VTuber community just is, I don't know how to explain this. It's just surrounded, cultivates people who are way far in the right, like right-leaning side of, I guess, politics or whatever. And when it comes to speaking on issues, like, even when it comes to fucking VTubers sometimes, although we do see like corporate VTubers speaking out on certain issues, it's just like, you know, a VTuber can say a slightly offensive racist joke, right? Just normally, and not think anything about it. But when you talk about something political, like that's going too far. Sorry, read the chat rules here. You know, read no politics in here. And I just feel like more, I don't know, people in that space should be talking more about Palestine. I feel like the people that I follow do, of course, but I feel like when it comes to influencers, we just need more people speaking out on this stuff and encouraging people to care, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I don't know how you guys feel about that.
I think it's interesting you said that, because I'm not very in tune to the weeb community, frankly. I mean, the only
that's a good thing.
So like I wouldn't be able to say. I mean, I have real life weeb friends. I got really lucky. Like, some of the people I work with also happen to be weebs. So, and luckily they're not far right. But I don't know. I mean, I'm mostly on TikTok, and that's how I'll come across certain videos. And even the weeb videos I see on there, it's not talking about politics. I'm not on Twitter. Well, it's not Twitter anymore, is it? X?
Call it, no, don't call it Twitter.
Okay, I wouldn't know. But yeah, so I don't. Okay, thank you. Yes, X. Yeah, I was right.
Damn it, HY.
But I'm not on there because I literally lost my mind the last time I was on there.
No, don't go back. I'm telling you, don't.
But yeah, I'm assuming that's where you're seeing a lot of this kind of stuff. I don't know.
Yes. Oh wait, sorry, wrong face. Yes. Yeah. And not only that, it's like sometimes when I consume content, I just have this big issue sometimes where, like I said, I watch a VTuber. Rhea's not into VTubers. Rhea is the most normie out of all of us. I'm just gonna say that right here, right now.
I mean, if we're gonna start talking about like other stuff though, like anime, BL, like.
Okay. Wow. Let's talk about that. I'll send you some stuff later.
No, we're not gonna talk about that.
Okay. But like, for me, it's like, for some odd reason, I don't know why, I'm very in the, well, maybe not as much as anymore, but at least when it comes to the VTuber community, it's just like, we have all these justice warrior people who think they know better, and they just don't talk about actual real issues that actually matter. Like, just someone says the wrong thing and okay, let's go treat this person as Hitler. Or we have this other thing. This happened like not too long ago. I'm watching some guy, and then this guy thinks it's funny to like, I don't know, it's just say like the most edgy, quote unquote edgy joke, I guess, and without really showing that they don't, like, if they're actually being ironic and joking, it's like you can't really joke about stuff like that if you haven't made your convictions clear. Like, do you support these people, yes or no? You can't just be like, like me, I can be like, yeah, fuck the Latinos, they suck. Like, obviously, I think from this 2-hour podcast, you can tell that I hope you can tell that I'm not racist and that I'm being sarcastic. But when people just make certain jokes like that without being confident in their politics, it really does piss me off, especially when it comes to VTuber creators. And me, as someone who is actually a VTuber and wants to make it big someday, I kind of want to just, why is politics a taboo? And why is like the edginess not taboo in the VTuber space? I don't understand.
It's like they pick and choose. Like it's funny for it's just not about like, you know, politics taboo or not taboo. It's just about, you know, what they perceive as funny or what they perceive as a laughable joke, or what will get them attention. They'll just say it. Even in I don't want to say political because it's not political. Some things are not even political. Like, come on, a genocide is happening. Even the UN announced it. This is a genocide. This is not political. This should not be under the label of politics. Or Black Lives Matter is not political. You know, human beings, Black people are human beings, and they matter. Period. You know, this is not. These things are just not political. But as Raya said, there's so much polarization. So many things are being polarized. So I understand how things can seem political. Even the LGBTQ community and all their movements, it's not political, but it is, you know, it gets polarized, and it can be seen as political in some situations. But like, I'll just give an example. Like, you will see VTubers be like, oh yeah, LGBTQ Pride Month, let's go guys, you know, being gay, all that stuff. And then, but when it comes to something else that is also considered not political, like matter or
wait.
whatever it is, you're not allowed.
Sorry, you turned into a robot for only 3 seconds. So.
Oh, as I said, but when it comes to something like Black Lives Matter and other things that also should not be considered political and are not political, you can't talk about them because they're considered political. Or maybe they're not as popular, or maybe they're not as trendy enough for you to talk about them.
Yeah, that's true. Not as trendy. Yeah.
Yeah, and you know, that trendy part is what, it's so important, because this is why people are mad at celebrities for not standing with the oppressed, because they are the ones that can make things trendy.
Exactly.
But even they are still controlled. I can imagine why. I'm not talking about Selena, maybe Taylor. I'm talking about Taylor. Like, why she wouldn't. She has so much influence. I don't know, guys. Have you seen her fans? They're insane.
No, yes,
she can't talk.
I have.
like, she can't. I can perhaps imagine she getting, I don't know, maybe letters from the government. Have you seen, like, when influencers are like, oh, we're getting letters to promote Israel and we will get money for it, etc. I can imagine maybe Taylor being threatened. I know Bella Hadid and Gigi Hadid did mention they were being threatened and all these things. So I can imagine these celebrities, as much influence as they have, they also have, you know, they are being targeted or probably threatened or whatever, and they don't want to risk anything. But it's just, that's why it's still important. People are like, oh, why do you want, you know, celebrities to talk about things? Because they influence people. They will make things trendy, and they will make things cool and more normalized. So then they will be, you know, these topics will be moved from the political margin into the normal margin where they belong. You know what I mean?
No, yeah.
That's a really good point.
Yeah.
Well, what do you think now, Rea-san?
Yeah, because earlier I will say I had a bit of a different opinion, like, but I think
No,
you do
I
have
think-
a really good point.
I
They
think
make
you also have a
things
good point, though.
trendy. Yeah, I mean, I think for me, this is just my personal opinion. Like, I don't personally want to get my news from influencers
Obviously,
or
yeah.
celebrities, but you have a very good point of, yeah, if they're talking about it, then the people that aren't paying attention are going to be forced to pay attention, which is a very good point.
Like, it's not about getting the news from that person, more about shedding the spotlight and normalizing that topic, you know? I mean, how many celebrities have talked about LGBTQ rights or women rights or, you know, all the things at some point that were trendy or were, you know, cool.
Right.
But for Black Lives Matter, it received a lot of backlash, and we know why. And some celebrities did not talk about it. Some celebrities did, but then dipped when things got too serious. Like when the police got involved in all those, oppression in action. Okay, everyone dipped. It's not cool anymore. I can't do this.
And that's the thing. It's like, I don't know. It's just, I guess it just takes heart. You just have to have a heart, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, really, I mean, who's gonna kill? Are they gonna kill Taylor Swift? I don't think so. Is she gonna lose money? Well, yeah, most likely.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. But really, is money that important to you? How much could you lose?
They probably,
You know, like, I don't know.
Yeah, she's
I
got
feel like
enough.
at a certain I feel like at a certain point when you reach a certain amount of income, I feel like the only thing you start talking about or thinking about is money. Like, I don't know, a lot of billionaires, there's this saying I've been seeing on Twitter, and not that I believe it wholeheartedly, but I do see where the truth is, where they say there's no ethical billionaire. It
No.
makes sense.
No,
It
no.
makes like
No ethical, nope. Like, all of our problems would be solved by now, honestly.
yes.
If that were true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Elon Musk. Double L.
Oh my god.
God. Sorry, I didn't even use my angry fucking face for that. Ah! There you go.
Oh, man.
And it's true, like, I don't know, it's annoying, but at least when it comes to nerds like us, I don't know, I've always had guys, I'm not gonna lie, I've always had a terrible experience trying to be friends with weebs. Like, they always end up being racist or saying some agreed, says HY, thank you HY. You know, like, I'm just like, you know what? I'm good. I'm gonna go hang out with my normie friends. And then, you know, I met Rhea. She's pretty normie to me, not gonna lie. She's like more normie. Like, you're not as obsessed as I am with the shit that I consume, you know? Like, you read things normally. I'm here, like, trying to give all my money to my Oshi, you know, like, you're not as crazy as me. You're normal. You I think just by talking
Or maybe
to
I
you,
just contain it better.
Oh shit.
Oh.
Just kidding.
Oh, Rhea, don't out yourself like that.
Get away from me, weeb. You know, it's just, I think weebs are too comfortable being edgy, quote unquote edgy, whatever the fuck that means. You know?
Yeah.
But it's pretty rare, I feel, when I see someone cool. Like Devon's son is cool. That's why I was so comfortable, like,
Thank you.
like asking her to be on the pod. I was pretty scared asking you because I'm an introvert, but
So happy. I was happy to see your
Yeah.
message. I was like, oh my god.
I wrote a paragraph.
Thank you
It was
so much for
cringe.
being here.
Yeah.
Thank you for inviting me.
Weebs plus weebs equals chaos. Weebs plus normie, adding more to the cult. HY is doing mathematics in my chat. You know what? Thanks. No, but I feel like this was a really nice discussion. I think we should have discussions like this. I mean, it's not like we're experts in, at least for me.
Yeah.
At least for me, we're not experts in anything. And sorry, now I'm dying. But this is how you have conversations about issues like this. Just, you know, that's all we need. It's just having conversations.
Sure.
And especially in this kind of community. So I really do appreciate you coming by and sharing your perspectives. Is there anything you'd like to add? I feel like it's 1:30 a.m. for me right now, so I should
Oh no.
probably head soon.
Oh my god.
I forgot that I have work tomorrow. But no, it's okay, it's okay.
Oh my
I usually
lord.
stream
Okay.
I usually stream till like 2 a.m. It's fine. I'm crazy, it's fine.
Thank you for having me. And thank you for staying all this time. And
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having a Palestine episode. I think this is the difference between now and before. We're not afraid to have conversations. We're not afraid to talk about things. And I think that's the difference we're making right now.
It shouldn't be a taboo, or I don't know, whatever it is. It shouldn't be a negative, you know. And I think having this as our first episode will never be a negative for me. I don't know about Rhea, let me tell you that, but at least for fucking me.
No, I agree.
Okay, thank God. Thank God. But yeah, thank you so much, Devan-san. Oh, let me plug her God, if I don't die first, let me plug her Twitter account. I can't see.
Will the VOD appear on YouTube? Yes, it will.
Oh, yes. Thank you,
Eventually.
Rhea. Can you immediately, actually, now since we're streaming on Twitch, we can just do that in like 3 seconds. So after this...
Oh, that's wonderful.
Wait, did Rhea say something racist? Maybe we shouldn't.
What?
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Sorry. I'm sorry.
This is a joke, but like, wait a minute.
Wait a minute. Sorry. No, I shouldn't directed that at you. I should have said that for myself. I'm sorry. My Twitch site is showing. No. As long as we don't have to edit anything. Oh shit! Wait. The first like 10
I thought you
minutes,
wanted subtitles.
No, not no more. I gave up, bruh.
Did you hear like if you heard my little brother's voice, maybe you can put that.
Oh
but I
yeah,
don't
maybe I
think you did.
should mute that. Yeah, we did hear like 1 second of it. But do you want me to mute that? I can do that.
Yeah.
Also, the first 10 minutes you couldn't hear me.
Oh yeah.
True.
Maybe I should edit that. Devan-san, can you tell me your Twitter again? I can't. You like your ad?
Yeah, sure.
Comente.
Let me send that.
I followed you too. Why the hell? At DevonA1, I'm going to post this copy. Please follow her. She's a very decent VTuber fan. I'm very happy to. Why am I angry? There you go. I'm very happy.
If I ever get a Twitter again, I'll definitely follow you, Devon.
Oh, thank you, Dea.
Please follow her. She also does translations from time to time. If you're into her Oshi, you should check her out. Do you want to promote anything else, Devon?
I think, I don't know. I don't think I would like to promote anything.
Okay, that's
Just
good.
You guys.
Oh wow, thanks. You don't have to. But hey, yo, we have. I think we have one follower, HY. So I think we're doing great. Like
Shout out to HY.
Shout out to HY.
Thank you for coming.
HY,
yeah.
And for listening to us. But yeah, that was the first Twitch episode of the GreyStrays podcast, and with our first guest, Devan-san. Thank you so much for sharing your perspective. We are going to. I'm just gonna plug our own thingy for a sec. But today was a weird day. Usually we stream at 11 a.m. instead of 11 p.m. JST, and we stream every second and last Sunday of every month. So that's twice a month. And we are just gonna talk about our experiences as asexuals and honestly about anything. But today we wanted to talk about Palestine, and I think from now on, maybe we should do like a mini, I don't know, like a mini reflection of what we learned, what's happening, to keep people
Yeah, I agree.
updated before we start speaking on our side of things. I think that should be a good idea. I try to keep myself connected with the news either way, so I think we should do that from now on. I think this episode was a really good episode. So again, guys, thank you so much. I'm gonna clap even though there's no one here, but HY, do a clapping emote right now. Hey! Oh wow, that was fast, HY. What the fuck? Jesus Christ, you were fast on that one. Hey! And, crap. Okay, guys, any final words from both of y'all?
Thanks for being here, Devon. Nice to meet you, and thanks HY.
Nice to meet you.
And thanks Tama.
Mhm.
Do you know
Thank
what
you, guys.
Tama means? I prefer you call me Tamashii, please.
I
But
thought you liked being called that.
okay, fine. I'm joking. God damn it. Anyway, thank you, everyone. I'm going to mute all of you guys, and I guess we'll see you at the end of the month. Again, thank you, Devon-san. Also, wait, I didn't even let you say anything. Wait, sorry, Gomen. Did you want to say something, Gomen?
No, I said already. Thank you, guys.
Okay, thank you.
Rhea. Thank you, Tamashii.
Okay, guys,
Thank
sorry.
You.
So stop. Okay, shut up. I'm going to mute you guys now, okay? Okay, you guys are muted. Bye, HY. Thank you. I hope I see you again. In the next one, okay? Wank.